welcome to this week's edition of Breeding to Win, our last show for 2021. Well, things have been happening behind the scenes for the Cape Thoroughbred sales as they gear up for their Cape Premier yearling sale, which takes place in February next year. To find out more, Fiona Ramsden chats to their sales manager, Jacque Chowels.
Jacque, it's great to have you on the line. I'm sorry we can't meet in person this afternoon, but due to COVID issues, we are going to chat on a Zoom call, but lovely to see you.
Likewise, Fee, thanks for having us and thanks for making it possible to meet like this. We appreciate the opportunity and we look forward to chatting to you.
Well, we're going to chat about Into Assets today. It's very new to me, so I'm excited to hear a little bit more about it. I'm seeing you're very well advertised and I'm loving your connection with CTS. But firstly, just tell us a little bit more about Into Assets and what it's all about.
So for Into Assets, they've been around for 16 years. The founders have got over 100 years experience combined. Head office is in Durban. Of recent created this national footprint, which we're quite proud to say that we are part of and representing in the Western Cape. But in a nutshell, Into Assets is a property specialist company. And the main focus, the auctioneering of properties, industrial, commercial, agricultural, as well as residential. But there are other platforms and initiatives within the company on methods to sell properties. So in short, it's property specialist.
And your decision for CTS to combine this partnership with Into Assets, obviously the two work very well together.
Yes, from a CTS point of view, we looked at we've got the infrastructure, we've got the resources, but we only do 4 auctions in a year. So when we had a little bit of a strategic meeting, we said, what else can we do? What can we venture into? And it so happened to be that at the same time, it was when Into Assets was looking for somebody in Cape Town, and through our good friend Andrew Miller, who is one of the co-founders of Into Assets, we started chatting and he said, but let's talk property and why reinvent the wheel when we can form part of their team. So that's how it evolved, and through Andrew we chatted, and it also happens that the MD of the company, Hein Hutting, he's got interest in some racehorses. So immediately the relationship was built on our mutual passion.
Well, the two could actually gel very nicely together if you come up with some really nice equestrian properties.
For sure, that's the hope, and we're seeing it worldwide that other well-known international brand auction companies do have a property arm. And we look forward to being exactly that in South Africa. So whether it's equestrian estates, whether it's breeding stud farms, and in general your wine farms, we do feel we have the network and we've got the relationships with people that could very well be in that market.
We all know we can put our property on the market with an estate agent, but what are the benefits of being with Into Assets? Obviously, there's some benefits, and you can sometimes get a quicker sale.
Yes, so really that is what it's about. It's about getting your value of the property in the quickest time frame. So whether we go straight to auction, whether we use one of the other initiatives like the deal room, where it's a more discreet way of selling a property, the aim is to sell your property and sell it at market value. The nice thing of an auction is you don't have a cap price as such. So as we've seen in the horse auctions, you need 2 people that really want that asset and want, whether it's a thoroughbred, whether it's a motor car, whether it's a property. And so that's the beauty of it. You don't have that sort of limit on the price. At the same time, you don't sit with a property that could go stale in the traditional way of signing a mandate with an agent, and where you potentially can sit 6 months to a year later and still haven't sold your property.
And I'm seeing you very widely advertised. How would one get involved if they want to sell their house or their property with you?
Yeah, so just to come to the advertising before on the comms, we've got a phenomenal team in Durban. So people think an auction company it's one or two people that's sitting on a computer and popping it up. The guys have really built a phenomenal team. And there's sort of four sort of senior leaders there have got all the experience, and their support teams has been fantastic. And we as CTS, we can argue we don't have all the experience. We've been made felt welcome, and the assistance has been phenomenal. To get in touch with us, so Grant and I, we are really the Cape Town representatives. But it doesn't mean that you've got to have a property in Cape Town to contact us. So if anywhere in the country, we're the point of contact, and then we will take it to either head office or our counterparts in the other provinces to assist and help market and get the value for that property.
Well, it's really exciting. I think it's already got great results, hasn't it?
Yes, look, I mean, they keep a running tally of their sales. 2021 has been another phenomenal year. But since inception, I think they passed the 5 billion rand mark in value. And it's from small investment properties, residential, right up to your shopping malls, and the relationships are with some of the bigger listed funds. So the method of how we are selling is working. It's gaining traction, and the success has been phenomenal to date.
More on the CTS side, the Cape Premier Yearling Sale is just around the corner. After Christmas, of course, we've got great racing. And then on February the 6th at De Grendel, the Cape Premier Yearling Sale. And it's a really good catalogue, isn't it?
Yeah, we're very excited, Fee. I think it's important for viewers out there to know that our focus remains thoroughbreds. And, we definitely going to give it all to support our vendors, as we always do on the Cape Premier Yearling Sale. Fantastic catalogue. I've been on a few inspections myself, and I haven't seen so many correct horses in the specific ones that I've done. And I actually asked the guys that know a little bit more than me, is it always like that? And it looks almost too perfect. So we are very, very excited. Even more so now that the UK has taken us off the red list again. We got thrown that curveball a few weeks ago, and we hope to get our faithful visitors for the summer. Hopefully they haven't cancelled their trips, and we're gonna put up the show again, and we really look forward to a great 2022 in general for the breeders, for the owners, for racing and all. I think it's going to be quite exciting.
Yeah, there's lots to look forward to. People back on the race course, people hopefully back at the sales. And of course, De Grendel's such a great venue as well. It's a place to bring everyone together.
It's fantastic, Fee, and it's a pity last year we couldn't have all our international visitors there, because I really think they're gonna enjoy the venue. It's right up there from a quality point of view. It's different to the other venues that we've used in the past, but it's just from good food, good wine. We can go on a little game drive. It's got it all, and we're still in this beautiful city of Cape Town. And if we're going to have a nice clear day, you're going to have a nice view of the mountains, and it's such a nice setting for an event like this. So we are really excited.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Lots to look forward to in 2022 with, of course, Cape Thoroughbred Sales, with Into Assets, with the racing, lots of excitement for the breeders as well. But thank you very much for taking the time to chat to us today. Have a wonderful Christmas holiday. We look forward to seeing you in the new year. It's going to be a busy one, but lots of excitement.
Thank you, as always, for having us, and to you guys and to the viewers out there. Have a blessed Christmas, and yes, we are really excited about 2022. Let's all do this together. It's a beautiful industry. We're all passionate about this wonderful animal called the thoroughbred. let's really enjoy it. Let's stand together and let's give it horns in 2022.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Here's to 2022.
Adrian Todd, the Managing Director of the South African Equine Health and Protocols, has been working tirelessly on the export protocols for our equine athletes. Fiona Ramsden catches up with Adrian to get a current update.
It's been a very long time since we caught up with Adrian Todd with regard to the export and import protocol in South Africa. It's a very difficult task for him, but I know he's been doing a lot of hard work and he does have some good news for us today. Adrian, lovely to see you again.
Good. Thanks, Fee. It's always nice to chat to you. And I know it's been a while since we've chatted, but sometimes you have to just keep your head down and carry on with things. There's been quite a few changes as of late. Some most people know about, some they're probably not aware of. For instance, the advent of the Hong Kong Jockey Club coming on board as the exclusive funder for the protocol efforts has been massive. I think that speaks volumes as to the quality of the horses that South Africa produces and their interest in South Africa in the future. Things are going very well. There was a slight stop in all horses leaving South Africa with Mauritius. Mauritius has had quite a lot of changes in their racing as well as their veterinary services. And they took that opportunity to do some reviews and align themselves much closer with the EU than they had previously. And while that was not ideal for South Africa in the short term, in the long term, it will be beneficial. And those issues are now mostly resolved and shipments will be starting again. From the EU side of things, the most positive news there is we're exactly where we intended to be at this time of the year. The EU work program for 2022 is out, and South Africa is listed for a 2022 audit. Now, before you ask me the exact date, we don't have an exact date because we're not supposed to have an exact date yet. Work programs come out in December, and in the new year, they issue the dates. So it's exactly as had been promised to us. You will be on the work program, we're on the work program, and now we're pushing for the exact date. We've got a well-experienced lobbying team in place in Brussels. I was there just a month ago. We were promised after intense negotiations and discussions that we would be on the work program. That has happened. Now, we're promised that early in the new year, we will be getting our date given to us. And we don't know when that's going to be yet. You know, there's a lot of curveballs here. Audits have been delayed for a couple of years, so there is a backlog. There's still all the COVID problems going on. This latest new variant, Omicron, has thrown another spanner in the works. But, as I said, we're exactly where we wanted to be come December. We're listed. And that's what we wanted to achieve for 2021, and that's been achieved.
That's fantastic. Obviously, the Mauritius hiccup was a big worry at one stage.
Yes, you know, it's always a worry when things change. I think it's changed for the better. They, like any country, do every so often take stock of what they're doing and reassess their import protocols. Now, Mauritius hadn't had a set of hard and fast rules. They were quite flexible. But it's in their own interests to align themselves more with the EU as well, because remember, horses go from Mauritius to the EU and to the UK now. So it was probably time that they reassessed some of the things they were doing, and they've done that.
So all these little issues along the way, hopefully, put us in a stronger position at the end.
I believe that, definitely. It will.
It's been a lot of hard work for you. I know you've been travelling an awful lot over the last few months, well, the last few years. It's been really busy for you. I mean, you've been in the UK, you've been travelling, and it's been a lot of hard work, but you're obviously getting good relationships with these people.
Look, I think that was the most important thing we had to do from the very, very start. You know, I'm going to sound like a broken record here when I say this hasn't been something that's been in process for 20 years. It just hasn't been. We only started getting really serious about getting everything in place in 2016, 2017, you know, and that's when things started to really come together. I've been involved since January 2018, and while people will say it takes a long time, trade negotiations do take a long time. And the first thing we had to do was form those relationships internationally with governments, with policymakers. They weren't in place. We didn't have those relationships. We had to form them.
And obviously, as you said earlier, COVID's taken a huge toll on everything as well.
COVID said the audit was supposed to be April 2020. We shouldn't be sitting here right now. If it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't be. But you know, that's a curveball I didn't see coming, but I think I'm in fairly good company there. I don't think too many people did see that one coming.
Well, at least you're remaining positive, and it is good news, but obviously everyone's chomping at the bit. They just want it to happen, and you can't give dates. So we go ahead as we always have done with sales and things, but everyone obviously wants this to happen before the next big sale, but it's probably not going to happen that quickly, is it?
Look, Fee, you know, I can't really tell you when they're going to, or which date they're going to give us, but it is a process once you get the date. So our goal is in 2022 to get this resolved. You know, you can't focus on getting it done by a particular date, because it's just with COVID as well in the mix. I'd be guessing if I said something like that.
But at least you're getting some positive vibes. That's what we want to hear.
No, exactly. It's as I said, it's where it should be. You know, they promised they'd list us, they've listed us. What that means is that we're no longer engaged in political negotiations and spats over other trade issues, etc., etc. That's all finished. We're now in the scheduling cycle. So that's very positive, and that's where we want to be.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for giving us an update. We hope you have a fabulous Christmas and enjoy the festivities over the holidays, but we will catch up with you again in the new year and hope we've got some more good news then.
Great, thanks, Fiona. You have a great Christmas as well.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Always good to have Adrian Todd on the show. It was a great update today. Looking forward to some positive news in the new year with regard to the import and export protocols here in South Africa.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Breeding to Win. We look forward to you joining us next year on the 2nd of January for our first show of 2022. Until then, on behalf of the Breeding to Win team, we wish you a happy, peaceful and safe festive season.